Calvin Castine here at the Bowl Mart Lanes. The newspaper said this match started at 3:45. So we arrived anticipating a 3:45 start. When will we learn not to trust the newspaper? Hey, nothing personal there, Bob. Bob Getz, a regular viewer of Hometown Cable, but chances are he won't see this one because we're only going to show it in Ticonderoga and in the Northern Tier. So if nobody squeals on us, you'll never know that we said that. At any rate, this is Ticonderoga and Northeastern Clinton. We're picking up with the B match. We had hoped to have the voice of Jim Tierney, but he has got to go other places. And we're going to see if we can get the names here and tell you what's happening.
What do you need? And we're covering the B match here. They're Ticonderoga against Northeastern. We're picking it up here in the middle of the game. They got an earlier start than what was said in the paper. Ticonderoga is short 2 bowlers, so they'll be using 2 blinds as we have Ryan Baker on lane 14 for Northeastern. Baker was working on a pair of strikes and a spare. Strikes in the 5th frame. The Cougars, they're coached by Mr. Chris Welch. As we have Mike Moulton, 128 average bowler, just spared for Ticonderoga. Jared Borey for Northeastern. Jared, a 144 average bowler, he strikes. And the anchor bowler, Tom Haskell, he ends up striking also. This is Jeremy Ballard, who bowls anchor for the Cougars. He was on a strike. And he gets 9, leaving just the 2-pin. Again, there's 2 teams for the boys, an A and a B team. So they have a total of 8 points per match. The girls have 1 team, so it's a 4-point. As we see Jeremy Ballard spare, Charlie Martin, a leadoff bowler for the Cougars, he strikes. Charlie, who's a 130 average bowler, he's got a couple strikes to his credit so far this game. This is a leadoff bowler, Adam Cobb, for the Sentinels, and he'll get 4 pins. Second bowler, Jesse Guerin for the Cougars. He will pick off just the 10-pin. Guerin, a 120 average bowler. Bowling on lane 13. 13 and 14 here at the Bowl Mart are designated now for the B boys, as the A boys bowl on 11 and 12, and the girls match is on 9 and 10. As Guerin gets 7 for the frame, Cobb will get 6. Cobb, who's leadoff bowler for him, 132 average bowler. This is a handicap league, so there is handicap included. In a moment, I will get the sheet to find out exactly what handicap is involved. As we have the second bowler, Mike Moulton, and he strikes for Ticonderoga. Ryan Baker working on a strike for Northeastern, and he leaves a 10-pin. Baker, 147 average third bowler for the Cougars, as the anchor bowler, Tom Haskell, Gets 7 pins. His first shot in the 6th frame. Baker just barely misses a 10. As Haskell picks up his.
Next time, huh?
This is the start of the second half. All as we see Jarrett Borey double for Northeastern. Bring up Charlie Martin. Martin, the leadoff bowler for the Cougars. He leaves the 6 pin. Ballard, the anchor bowler for the B team, 160 average. He'll be up in a moment as we see Martin finish his spare, and he will cover it. Charlie leads off the 7th with a spare for the Cougars. As Ballard will come lightly, you get 5 pins. As I was saying, it's halfway through the season right now. They're starting the second half. The Cougars will have 6 out of 7 home games. So the schedule looks like it's in their favor. Right now, Sable Valley leads both the boys and girls standings. In a moment, I will give them to you as we see Ballard spare. Jesse Guerin gets 3 pins in his first shot in the 7th frame. And Guerin will get 9 for the frame. Sable Valley as a boys have a 39-17 record. There's 7 games ahead of Mariah at 32-24. 8 games ahead of Northeastern, 31-25. Plattsburgh is 29-27. Peru is 28-28. Followed by Saranac at 26-30. Beekmantown 21-35. Ticonderoga 18-38. And again, Ticonderoga is bowling only with 8 bowlers. So that's kind of a setback for them as we see the leadoff bowler Cobb strike and Ryan Baker for Northeastern. Again, Cobb is 132 average bowler and Baker is at 147. This is Jarrett Borey on lane 14. He's working on a double, looking for a triple, and he gets it. Jarrett, 144 average 4th bowler for the B team. As we see on lane 13, the 2nd bowler for Ticonderoga, Mike Melton, he ends up leaving a 8 pin. Jeremy Ballard comes up high, leaves just the 3 pin. Again, we'd like to welcome our viewers. Hope you're enjoying the bowling match between the Sentinels of Ticonderoga and the Cougars of Northeastern. As Mike will spare, so will Jeremy. And again, on the girls' side, again, Sable Valley is in front of Beekmantown and Northeastern by 3 games. Sable Valley's 22-6, followed by Beekmantown and Northeastern at 19-9. When we cover the girls' match, I'll give you the rest of the standings as we see Haskell strike for the Sentinels. Their leadoff bowler Cobb ends up leaving the 7-9 split. Ticonderoga bowls out of in Ticonderoga at Adirondack Lanes. It's a 10-lane house down there. So they're the furthest school to travel as Cobb misses his split. Charlie Martin picks off 3 pins to begin the 8th frame for the Cougars. Martin shooting his spare, and he will get 8 total for the frame. As we go to second bowler, Melton. Again, Melton 128 average bowler for Ty, and he will leave just the 5 pin. Second bowler for Northeastern, Guerin. Jesse Guerin, he's 120 average, and he will get 6. And Melton will cover the 5 pin. Guerin will get 1 of his 4 pins. Bringing up the third bowlers, we have Haskell for Ticonderoga, and he's working on a strike, and he gets the 5-8-10 split. Baker working on a strike for Northeastern, and he will double here in the 7th and 8th frame. As Haskell gets 2 of his 3 pins. As we wait, Charlie Martin will start off the 9th frame for the Cougars, and he will wiggle a 7 pin. Jared Borey finishing up the 8th frame for Northeastern, working on a triple, and he leaves the 4-5-7 spare. As Martin misses the 7 pin. Borey needs to go between those. He'll get 2 of the 3. Jesse Guerin, the second bowler for Northeastern. He will wiggle a 4 pin. Again, we'd like to welcome our viewers. We'd like to thank Hometown Cable for televising the matches here at the Bowl Mart. As Jeremy Ballard comes up light, leaving just the 2 pin. Guerin will go by the 4 pin. And we'll be bringing you 1 match from each team, so you get a good look at all the bowlers from around the league. As Ballard spares, Ryan Baker crosses and leaves just the 5 pin. Again, they take the top 5 boy averages and they comprise the A team. Then the next 5 will comprise the B team. But still, the points are the same, 4 apiece, and they are all added together. So each team is fighting for their points for the total for the team as a whole. As Baker picks up his spare, Cobb gets 7 to lead off the 9th. Cobb is a 132 average bowler, and he'll miss the 3 pins. Jared Borey, 144 average bowler for Northeastern. He'll come high, leaves just the 6-10. Jared Borey will get his spare.
I got it.
And we will see Melton. Melton will cross over and leave just the 10 pin. As Ballard spares. We're going to be moving to the 10th frame here. It's a quick game going because there's only 8 bowlers. Looks like it's 881 for Northeastern, and it's going to be about 800 for Ticonderoga. As Melton spares here in the 9th frame. So Adam Cobb will lead off the 10th frame, and he gutters. The Ticonderoga team is coached by Donna Patnode. And again, like I said, the Northeastern team is coached by Chris Welch.
Home and away left.
And we will check on Cobb to shoot the 10th frame. And he will get 7 for the frame. That'll give him 97 to go with his 132 average. As Haskell ends up with 9 for the frame, gives him 131 after 9. We're moving into the 10th frame for both teams. Again, the Cougars are ahead by 80 pins. As Melton comes up high, leaves just the 4-7 to contend with. And Charlie Martin comes up high, leaves the baby split, the 3-10. Melton, cross lanes, going for the 2 pins, and he covers it. And Martin will gutter, so Charlie will end up with 142. That'll be 12 pins above his 130 average. As we wait here, I'm going to go over Sable Valley has home and away schedules, 4 home and 3 away, and they're at home right now against Beekmantown. As Melton strikes and Mike throws a nice game at 202 to go with his 128 average. So that's 74 pins above his average. Nice game for Mike Melton. Here to start off. As we see Jess Guerin for Northeastern get 6 pins in his first shot. Mariah has 3 home, 4 away, and they're at PHS. Northeastern, like I said, seems the schedule's going to favor them. They got 6 home and 1 away, and they're here versus Ty. Plattsburgh, Peru both have 4 home, 3 away. Saranac, Beekmantown, 2 home, 5 away, and Ticonderoga 3 home and 4 away. As Guerin misses, he'll get 98 for the game to go with his 120 average. See Haskell leaves the 6 pin and he'll cover it. Ryan Baker working on a spare in the 9th. Has a pretty decent game going. He's going to cross over and he's going to carry the 6 pin. And Tom Haskell will strike. He'll go 151. So that'll be 12. That'll be 16 pins above his 135 average. Has Baker doubles. Good shot by Ryan Baker. He's got 194 working on a double. Needs 6 pins for the 200 barrier. As he's waiting for some pins there, we'll talk about viewer or patron if you'd like to be. If you'd like, if you see Calvin at one of the events, send him a check, or you can send him a check to 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain, New York, 12919. If you like what you're seeing on Hometown Cable. As Baker looking for 6 pins, and he's gonna get 7. So he goes 201. So Ryan Baker, 201 to go with his 147 average. 54 pins above it. Nice game by Baker. And it'll bring up the 4th bowler, Bory. And Bory will be shooting the 10th, and he'll strike. His first shot in the 10th frame. And again, we will bring you up to date on the scores of the other teams as soon as we get them. Everybody's in the 10th frame right now. Miss Bory looking for a double. He's going to get a handful of pins. He got 5. Kind of a mess out there. As they're all in a bunch, so he just needs a strike ball here. Should cover the spare. And he will cover it. The crossover. So Jared goes 178 to go with his 144 average. So that's 34 pins above his average. And again, the moment I will get the scores, the totals, I believe the Cougars are ahead, as Ballard working on a strike. He leaves just the 4 pin. And Ballard shooting his spare, and he will cover it. Well, we have one more shot to end here the B match, as Ballard will shank that one and only get 2 pins. So that's going to give him 174. That's to go with his 160 average, so he's 14 pins above his average. And the moment I will get the totals for this game.
There you go, Calvin. Making me feel guilty.
Yeah, take a seat. Watch the big bowlers.
Don't mind. I wonder if I can't move that chair to the hooks underneath it. Thank you very much, John. Fill them up. Fill them up and put the pockets in there. It's the winner.
Oh man, I'm scared.
Then we pick up action here in the boys A match, as we have second bowler Josh Friend gets 6, as we saw Tierney lead off the game with a split. And we have their first bowler Pellerin. He struck. And we have the second bowler Dusty Latour. He left the 10 pin and he missed it, as Friend covers the 6 pin spare. Josh is a 168 average bowler. And the first match results, we have The boys B winning by, I think, 80 pins. We have the boys A also won by around 80 pins. And the girls got beat.
Which girls got?
Yeah, I know that. That's right. The boys, Cougars boys won both the A and B by about 80 pins. And the Cougar girls got beat by the Sentinels 10-22 to 9-93. And again, we'll update you as we go along, as we see the third bowler, Bryce Gadway, struck for the Cougars. And this is Tyler Cole, 142 average, third bowler for Ticonderoga. He got 9 for the frame. Alan Mavor shooting his spare. He'll get 1. Mavor, a 189 average bowler. He gets 9 for the frame. Fourth bowler, Santo Saprenza. He will get 9, leave the 5-pin. As Adam Chapola for Northeastern, their large anchor bowler, he will strike. As Chapola, he averages 206.
Large anchor bowler, it meant his average, I assume?
Oh, a little bit of both. And we will have the anchor bowler for Ticonderoga, which is Brenton Trudeau, 160 average. And this is the leadoff bowler for Ty, which is Chris Pellerin. He's 191 average bowler. He leaves just a 4-pin. As Trudeau ends up getting 1. So we have Tierney bowling for Northeastern. Leadoff bowler James is 196 average. And he strikes here in the second frame. As Pellerin will spare.
I need to see the first game, please. Thank you.
And we have the second bowlers for both teams. Josh Friend and Dusty Latour, as Friend strikes. Latour leaves 3 pins. He gets 7. And Latour will be shooting his spare. And he will spare as Gadway working on a strike. He doubles. Bryce Gadway, 166 average bowler for the Cougars. Gadway shot a 180 his first game. As we have Tyler Cole, 142 average bowler. Tyler Cole had 164 his first game. Fourth bowler for Northeastern, Mavor. Mavor struggled his first game. He had 139, and he strikes here in the second. Allen has a 189 average, as Cole will spare. Bringing up Chapola on lane 11. And Chapola will come high, leave the 4-pin. And the fourth bowler, Santo, he'll strike. Santo had 134 his first game to go with his 154 average. Chapola had 223 to go with his 206 average. Chipola spares, so the Cougars pick up 5 marks in the second frame as the anchor bowler Brenton strikes for the Sentinels. Trudeau had a 143 his first game to go with his 160 average as Chris Pellerin. Chris struggled his first game at 136. He strikes here. Tierney, who bowled 186 his first game to go with his 196 average, working on a strike, and he doubles. So we have Dusty Latour. He'll cross over, leave the 5-9 spare. Latour, a 141 average bowler. He had 160 his first game. Friend averages 168, bowled on lane 12, left the 4-9 split. He had a good game of 185 his first game. As Latour will spare, Friend will get one of his 2 pins. And we have Gadway coming up. Bryce working on a double, looking for a triple, and he will leave the 2-4 spare. And we have Tyler Cole on lane 11. He'll cross over and leave the 6-10 spare. As Gadway will get one of his 2 pins. Gadway's first open as he opened the game with a double. He opens here in the 3rd. And the handicap is 60 pins for the Cougars, 157 for the Sentinels. So the Cougars are spotting them 97 pins. As Cole spares, Maver looking for a double, leaves the 7 pin. Again, we'd like to welcome our viewers. Hope you're enjoying this match between the Sentinels of Ticonderoga and the Cougars of Northeastern. As Santo Speranza doubles for the Sentinels. Santo at a 134 his first game to go with his 154 average. Maver shooting the 7 pin and spares it. We have the anchor bowler Trudeau. Trudeau will get what we call a washout, which is the 1-2-10. He'll need to hit the 1 pin on what we call a Brooklyn side and push it into the 10 pin. As Chipola strikes here in the 3rd frame. Again, we'd like to welcome our viewers and hope you're enjoying this match coming to you from the Bowl Mart. Leadoff bowlers now, Chris Pellerin. Both of them working on strikes with Tierney on a double because Pellerin leaves the 4 pin. Tierney looking for a triple, and he gets it. And the first game was won by, as Pellerin spares, Northeastern A 973 to 894. As Josh Friend comes up heavy and squashes him. Dusty Latour will be on lane 12. And he will get 8 pins. As Bryce Gadway will come up light, leaving the 1-2-8. Latour to cover the 5-9. He just gets one of them. And Gadway will cover his 3. And the third bowler for the Sentinels, Tyler Cole. And Cole will strike. Now we have Maver on lane 11. Maver working on a spare. And he will shake him up. And he will strike. Santos Speranza working on a double, looking for a triple for the Sentinels. He's going to come up a little high, leaving the 6-10. Chapola working on a strike, looking for a double. He's got it. So in the 4th frame, the Cougars will pick up 7 marks, aided by the triple from Tierney, the double from Chapola, as Speranza will get one of his 2 pins. As leadoff bowler Pellerin on lane 11 will come up high, leave the 4-pin. Chris again, he averages 191. High average bowler for the Sentinels. Anchor bowler Brenton Trudeau will get a strike in the 4th, to end the 4th for the Sentinels. So the Sentinels will pick up 3 marks. As Pellerin leads off the 5th with a spare. So the Cougars are down by about 50 pins with half a game, with 6 frames to go. Tierney working on a triple, comes up light and leaves the 7-10. As Dusty Latour gutters his first shot here in the 5th frame. And Tierney giving it a shot. He gets one of his 2 pins. And we have Latour shooting his full rack, and he'll get 7 for the frame. As Josh Friend working on a strike. He'll also leave a split. He'll leave the 3, 6, 7, 10. Friend will need to go to the right-hand side of the 3-pin, pushing it into the 7, and the ball will take out the 6-10. Just misses it by a few. As Tyler Cole comes up light, leaving the 1-2 spare. And he will cover one of them. As Gadway will strike here in the 5th frame to stop the bleeding. As Tierney and Friend both split to begin the 5th, Gadway strikes. Then we have Santos Speranza for the Sentinels. He will cross over and he'll strike. Maver working on a strike, looking for a double, and he's going to shake him and he's going to get him. So Maver will double in the 4th and 5th frame. As Chapola working on a double in the 3rd and 4th frame, looking for a triple. We have the anchor bowler for the Sentinels, Brenton Trudeau, and he will leave a 10-pin. He was working on a strike. So we're going to bring you one more game. Will be the girls match. As Chapola looking for a triple and he gets it. Brenton will spare. So after 5, we have 535 for Ticonderoga and 494 for the Cougars. They have 2 extra strikes, so it is about a 25-pin lead for Ticonderoga as Tierney strikes here in the 6th to lead off for the Cougars. Again, Ticonderoga sits in last place with an 18-38 record as Pellerin leaves the 10-pin. They have, after today, they have 3 home matches and 3 away matches. Again, Northeastern Cougars, they're in 3rd place, 8 games behind league leading AuSable Valley. And after today, they have 5 home matches and 1 away. As Pellerin spares, Josh Friend leaves the 4, 6, 7. He'll get 2 pins. Bringing up the second bowler, Dusty Latour, for the Sentinels. Latour going to cross over, and he's going to leave the 6-10 as Gadway works on a strike, and he doubles here in the 5th and 6th frame. 166 average Bryce Gadway doubled here as Latour. 141 average. Dusty Latour, he shoots cross lanes for his spare, and he chops it, gets 1. Alan Maver, 4th bowler for the Cougars, and Maver will come up high, leave the 3-10 split.
Lane 10 down.
Tyler Cole for the Sentinels, he will get 5 pins. As Maver switches to a harder shelled ball, tries to skid it by it, he will get 1 of his 2.
I looked at 17 yesterday.
Cole needed to hit the on the left side, but he ends up getting just 1 of his 5 pins, so he ends up with 6 for the frame. Chipola on lane 11. Chipola working on a triple, and he gets a 4-bagger. So Adam Chipola will strike in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th frame as Speranza will get 8. He'll leave what we call double wood. That's 1 pin right behind the other. It's a pretty tough spare because you got to push the front pin right back into the behind pin behind. As Pellerin leads off the 7th with a strike. Santo will cover that spare. Nice spare by Santo. As the Cougars will pick up 5 marks, aided by doubles by Chipola and Gadway. Sentinels still shooting their 6th frame as Latour strikes in the 7th. So the first 2 bowlers for Ticonderoga strike to begin the 7th. The anchor bowler, Breton Trudeau, will end up getting 9 to start his first shot in the 6th. And he will not get to the 2-pin. So again, the 6th frame, 5 marks for the Cougars, 2 for the Sentinels. So the Cougars are within 10 pins with 4 frames to go. Tierney working on a strike, looking for a double, and he's going to come high, but he trips the 4-pin. As Tyler Cole gets double wood, and he gets, well, he bounced it off the wall.
That's the way I would have done it, Jim.
Well, yeah, well, there's two ways of doing it, but the textbook way would be covering them both with the ball, but they put the walls there for a reason. And we see Santo, he will strike as Josh Friend left a washout. He gets 3 pins of his 4. Bryce Gadway working on a double for the Cougars, and he will get 7. We have the anchor bowler for Ticonderoga. And it's in the gutters, first shot. Didn't hurt anything. He was not on a striker's spare. Still though, this is one of the toughest spares to have when you're shooting a full rack, as Gadway gets 2 of his 3 pins. And Brenton will end up with 9 for the frame. So the Sentinels will pick up 3 strikes and a spare in the 7th, getting 4 marks. Cougars still have Maver and Chipola to go, as Maver will leave the 5 pin. Maver's average is 189. He's third on the team, behind Tierney at 196, Chipola at 206. Maver shooting the 5 pin, and he covers it. So we bring up Chipola working on 4 strikes, looking to tie the game with a double, with a strike here in the 7th. On lane 12, Adam Chipola. He's got it out there, and it's coming, and it's there. 5 in a row for Chucker. And Tierney working on a double, he triples. So with the 5-bagger from Chipola, 7 frames complete. It's a tie ball game here, as Tierney leads off the 8th with a double. Pellerin working on a strike. He ends up leaving a 4 pin, as Josh Friend strikes in the 8th frame for the Cougars. Again, we like to welcome our viewers from all across the northern tier, as Chris Pellerin, the leadoff bowler for Ticonderoga, spares in the 8th frame. Gadway will shank one and pick off just the 7 pin. Second bowler, Dusty Latour, leaves the 4-7 spare. Gadway, 8th frame. He'll get 9 for the frame. Latour on lane 12. And Dusty will come up shy, gets 8 for the frame. As Maver for Northeastern will come up high, leaves this 7-10 spare. One of the toughest spares in bowling. Best way you're going to get it is to throw the ball hard at one of the 2 pins and hope that it knocks it out of the back. As Tyler Cole for the Sentinel strikes. As Maver gives it a shot, but doesn't come back out. Santo Speranza will get 6, his first shot in the 8th frame. We're coming to you from the Cougars home lanes. That's here at the Bowl Mart. Our next match and final one will be the girls. As Chapola trips the 4-pin. He sent one wide and it come back like a truck. 6-bagger for Chapola. As we pick up doubles by Chapola and Tierney. 5 marks again for the Cougars. As Santos spares in the 8th. Pellerin will lead off the 9th with a strike. The Cougars have taken at least a 20-pin lead, depending on what the anchor bowler does for tie in the 8th frame. Dusty Latour strikes in the 9th. No, didn't see the 10-pin. Latour leaves a solid 10-pin as Trudeau picks up his spare. So after 8 complete, 772 to 779 for the Cougars, and they're working on some strikes. They're about 30 pins ahead as Tierney throws a 4-bagger. So it looks like Chapola and Tierney have caught fire in the middle of the game right now. As we have Tyler Cole drops one at his feet. He's going to end up with 5 for the first shot. As Josh Friend dumps one in the gutter. He was on a strike, so right now nothing really hurt except a large spare to shoot at.
I got a jump at the end.
Cole will get 8 pins for the frame, and Friend will get 7 for the frame.
That's like one of the few bands that do that. Yeah, I meant that on the first time.
Bringing up Gadway and Speranza. As Santo will cross, Gadway will come up light, leaving the 1-2-4. Anchor bowler Brenton Trudeau. He'll come up light, leaving the 2-5-6, 4-5 spare. As Gadway spares. And Trudeau will spare. We have 9 frames complete for the Sentinels. As Maver strikes. So 9 frames complete for the Sentinels. They have 3 marks in the 9th, and they got 844. Right now, the Cougars have 843. They have 4 marks, and Chapola is yet to bowl for the 9th. And he will come up high, leaves just a 9-pin. Tierney on 4 in a row, looking for 5. And he gets it. So 196 average James Tierney. As Chapola spares in the 9th. So with a double from Tierney in the 9th, 8th and 9th frame, the Cougars pick up 5 marks And they're 40 pins ahead with 1 frame to go. As Tierney doubled in the 10th, he gets 9, leaves a 2-pin. And we have Pellerin for the Sentinels. He's going to cross over and he's going to carry. As Tierney shoots a 2-pin and he covers it. So James Tierney will go 214 to go with his 196 average. Oh, 234. I gave him a 234 to go with his 196 average. I didn't add his other frame in. Boy, some bad announcing that is. As Friend will cross over. Pellerin gets robbed by leaving a 10-pin. And Pellerin will pick up the 10-pin, and he'll go 207. Nice game by Chris. As Friend will get 8, his second shot in the 10th frame. Dusty Latour shooting his first ball in the 10th. He will get 6. Friend will cover his 2 pins. He'll go 136. That'll be 32 pins under his 168 average. Oh, and Bryce Gadway, he will get 8, his first shot. This is the second game of the boys A match between Sentinels and Cougars. As Latour gets 8 for the frame, he goes 113. To go to his 141 average. And Gadway will spare. Tyler Cole will come up light and he will crush him. Cole will strike his first shot in the 10th. Gadway's going to cross over. He's going to get 7. So Bryce is going to go 175 to go with his 166 average. Cole looking for a double. He will get 9, his first shot.
Actually, after about 25th,
Maver shooting for, working on a strike, looking for a double, and he will get 8 pins. And Tyler Cole will cover the 2-pin. He'll go 147, which is 5 pins above his 142 average. Maver spares. Coach Welch has just informed me that the Cougars B team has just won the second game, so they are 2-0 right now. The boys A here for the Cougars are ahead by 50 pins with 2 bowlers to go, so they will win also. So it looks like the Cougars will be up 4-0 with about a 100-pin lead on total. As Maver goes 171, Santo doubles, and then he leaves what we call double pinochle, which is the 4, 6, 7, 10. Adam Chapola will strike here in the 10th frame. As Speranza has 198 plus whatever pin count he gets. And he gets 2. He bowls 200 right on the nose. 154 average, Santos Speranza. 46 pins above his average at 200. So Chapola comes high, leaves a 9-10 split.
Lane 10's down again.
As anchor bowler Trudeau will leave the 10 pin. Chapola will get one of his two. He will go 248 to go with his 206 average. As Brenton will spare. So with Tierney's 234 and Chapola's 248, the Cougars go 10-24 the second game. The Sentinels, led by Pellerin's 207 and Speranzo's 200, will go 981 as Brenton goes 971. So it's a 73 pin win for the Cougars in the second game. 53 pins, as my associate corrects me. My kids are the math majors. So we'll be bringing you the girls match in a moment.
Thanks to Jim Tierney for taking us through the first two matches. The girls are just finishing up their matches. It looks like the Cougars have a commanding lead, 10-13 to 867. So the Cougar girls will win this second match, and I believe this will even them up. Nate Roberts. Like a gazelle out there. Resetting the 7 pin. Should have reset the 4 pin maybe, or no, I guess maybe the 3 pin. Not her fault, he put the wrong pin up there. If he put the 3 pin up, she would have got it. The final ball has been thrown in the girls' match. 903 to 1013. Northeastern wins by 110 pins. And just like that, we are set for the third and final match. Caitlin Patnode on our right will lead off for the Sentinels. She's the top bowler on Ticonderoga with a 173 average. On the left, it's Cassie Roberts, whose father John owns the Bowl Mart. So Roberts carries a 191 average, 6 handicap. And we got 9 pins on the first ball for Patnode. Roberts, the leading bowler on the Cougars, with that 191. Patnode going for her spare. And she will miss it, just missed it to the left. Laura Lee Para for the Cougars. Slowly puts it in there. Okay, so far for the girls, it's pretty close in total pins. I'll have to do the math in my head. The Cougars are leading in total pins. The Sentinels won the first game 10-22 to 993. Cougars winning the next one 10-13 to 903. So the Cougars have 2,006 pins, I guess, and 1,925 for the Sentinels. So total pins account for a point in the league standings. In the meantime, Para got the strike. Amanda Yall is bowling on our right. And getting 9 pins for her frame was Natasha Generu for the Cougars. Megan Sorrell's up there, gets 8 pins on her first ball. And this is Riva Giganto, and she strikes to start the third game. Sorrell picks up the spare. So the Cougars leading by, if my memory serves me, about 90 pins for the total pins. You get 1 pin for each game of the 3 games, and you get 1 point for each of the 3 games, and you get 1 point for total pins. Well, good thing Jim Tierney's not here. He would be very upset to see his daughter get this split. This is Danielle Tierney on our left, and Amber Patnode on our right. Patnode had 7 pins on her first ball, and she's going to pick up her spare. No, she left one. Here's Tierney, tough spare, she'll get 3. 7th grader. So now Elena Alcott is up for the Sentinels. Tierney is the anchor bowler for the Cougars. Alcott got 6 on her first ball. Now, why isn't there a Ticonderoga bowler in lane 9 bowling here? I've got to get out of here to cover basketball that is starting in 30 minutes. And they're not getting up there in bowling here. What is happening on the Ticonderoga side? Why isn't there a bowler up there? Anyway, Alcott gets the spare. They're looking for the lead bowler for Ty. Roberts gets 9 pins. Caitlin Patnode, there she comes. Welcome back, Caitlin Patnode. Everybody in Ticonderoga knows that you were missing for a moment. So she'll start the second frame as Roberts has started with 9 pins. Yanked it a little bit to the left, didn't even want to watch what happened to it. She ended up with a pretty good pin total. Roberts will pick up her spare. Okay, once again the averages. Patnode a 173, lead bowler for Ticonderoga. Roberts a 191, the lead bowler for the Cougars. And Patnode's going to miss her spare. I'll bring up Laura Lee Para for the Cougars. And we'll move to the left to see 9 pins fall. Para carries a 137 average. Amanda Yall carries a 142 average. And she gets 8 on her first ball in the second. And Para picks up the spare. As we said, when we leave here, we have to go immediately to Northeastern Clinton to cover girls basketball. Northern Adirondack visiting Northeastern Clinton. So we're rooting for a fast third game. We want to see a lot of strikes. Natasha Generu carries a 130 average. She had an open in the first frame. Now Riva Giganto strikes. Giganto with a 99 average has 2 strikes here. She has doubled to start the the third game. That brings up Amber Patnode for tie. Amber Patnode with a 145 average. Over to Megan Sorrell. Sorrell carrying a 147 average. So Sorrell strikes. And Patnode puts it in the ditch. There's Danielle Tierney, and Tierney, oh, another split. Danielle Tierney, she's a 7th grader, carrying a 155 average. And a strike for Elena Alcott. Tierney with another tough spare to try to pick up. He gets 8 for the frame. So at this point, the tie is leading 306 to 301 as Roberts will start the third frame for the Cougars. And she starts it with a strike. The Sentinels had 2 strikes, including a double in the second frame. Cougars had 3 spares and a strike. Caitlin Patnode. And she's going to leave a split, yes. Laurelie Para gets him to drop. So she gets the strike. Patnode going for her spare. I'd guess it's a 4-6. She gets the 6. Leaves the 4. Generu gets a strike for the Cougars. Now Amanda Yall for tie. She strikes, and Sorrell, she leaves a split. We've seen a lot of splits in the early going here in this game. Now Riva Giganto gets 9. She is working on a double. Sorrell gets 8 for the frame. Giganto with that 10 pin. 10 pin harder for a right-handed bowler than the 8 pin is. Less margin for error. 10 harder than the 7. Tierney, no split this time, so she leaves a pin. Looks like it might be the 3. And double wood for Patnode. She leaves double wood. Tierney will pick up her spare, so it's her first mark. Amber Patnode with double wood. That's a pin behind a pin. There are 2 pins there. She got to come in at an angle and kick them off. Nope, didn't quite work. Really good try. Now Caitlin Patnode leading off the 4th frame. Did 6 pins in her first ball. Gets us to Elena Alcott. Alcott was expecting rain today, I guess. Got her high water pants on. No rain today. Temperature is about 15 degrees when we arrived today. So 8 for the frame for Caitlin Patnode. Alcott, the anchor bowler, gets the spare. Amber Yall yanks it to the left, gets 3 pins. It goes to Cassie Roberts. And I think she got 9. I don't see double wood there. She got 9 on her first ball. She was working on a strike. Y'all will get 6 for the frame. Roberts will pick up her spare. And a strike for Reva Giganto. That's her 3rd strike of the day, of the game, and she's quite pleased. She has 2 strikes, a spare, and a strike. Here's Patnode, and she gets 9 pins. Amber Patnode gets 9 pins in her first ball. And we got the spare and Laura Lee Para. Which way is she going to go? Here we go. 7 left. She knocked down 3. And Elena Alcott gets 9 in her first ball. Para going for her spare, and we'll go to this side of her, and she'll get 8 for the frame.
I think I know what it is.
Alcott looking for her spare, and looks like she'll cover it easily. Right on. That'll bring us up to Jenneru. Natasha Jenneru gets, she got them all, she got them all. Natasha Jenneru got them all. So that's a double for her. Now Sorrell. And Sorrell gets 9 pins on her first ball. Is working on an open. Brings us to Roberts, who is working on a spare. Roberts gets a baby split. And Sorrell covers her spare easily. 460 to 492. Good try by Roberts. And strike for Danielle Tierney.
Reeve! I bowled like a 230 last game and I have 3 open.
I just Not my fault. I just got it.
Para. To the left, ends up getting a good count. She got 7 instead of, looked like just 3 for a while there, but she got 7. In the meantime, we got Caitlin Patnode waiting. Para going for her spare. She will pick it up, yes. Laura Lee Para gets the spare. Caitlin Patnode patiently awaiting. have to reset the pins. Now Jenneru, a little action off the wall. She gets 8 pins on her first ball. Now here's Pat Node's first ball in the 5th frame. She gets a baby split, or leaves a baby split. There's Jenneru. She'll miss her spare and get 8 for the frame. Well, the Cougars are ahead by several pins, but they have bowled 2 more bowlers in the 5th than the Sentinels have. And for those of you who didn't give up and stuck around, we're going to reward you with the voice of Jim Tierney for the rest of the match.
Thank you, Calvin. And we're going to the second bowler for the Sentinels, which will be Amanda Yaw, 142 average. As we see the 4th bowler for Northeastern, Megan Sorrell, sparing her 2 pins. Megan a 147 average. And we have the second bowler, Amanda, for Ticonderoga. She will cover hers. As Danielle Tierney, anchor bowler for Northeastern, 155 average. She comes up a little high, leaves the 4 pin. Third bowler, Reba Giganto. She gets 7 as Tierney spares the 4 pin here in the 5th frame. As Ariva's ball sticks to her thumb, she gets 1 of her 3 pins.
She was doing real good till you showed up, Jim. She had 3 strikes and a spare.
Hey, that's the way it goes, I guess. I guess I have that effect on some people. And we have the 4th bowler, Amber Patnode. Amber comes up high, leaves the 6-7-10 split. Patnode, a 145 average bowler. Has the leadoff bowler, Caitlin Patnode, found some foreign material on her ball. Looks like duct tape. Somebody playing a joke on her down there in the back. As Amber misses her spare, Caitlin will cross over and strike to begin the 6th frame. Caitlin, a 173 average bowler. And we have the anchor bowler, Elena Alcott. Alcott, 162 average. Working on a couple spares there, and she comes up light and leaves the 5-7 split. Alcott will need to hit the 5 pin light on the right hand side and push it into the 7. As second bowler, Amber Yaw, will get 7. Alcott will cover just 1 of her 2 pins. So after 5 complete frames, it's 562 for Northeastern, 525 for the Sentinels. Has Yaw spares, so Caitlin Patnode strikes, Amanda Yaw spares to begin the 6th for the Sentinels. Cassie Roberts will cross over Brooklyn, and she will strike to begin the 6th for the Cougars.
Cassie, can I see the paper, please? Thank you.
As Riva Janando finds the gutter, her first shot in the 6th frame. Riva bowled games of 136 and 115 to go with her 99 average. We have Laura Lee Paya up in the 6th frame for Northeastern. Laura Lee comes up high, leaves just the 3-pin as Riva gets 6 for a frame. Laura Lee's 137 average bowler. Her first 2 games are 142 and 125. The Sentinels won the first game of the girls' match 10-22 to 993, with the Cougars coming back the second match winning 10-13 to 903. As Laura Lee will spare in the 6th. So both the first and second bowlers both mark in the 6th frame. Bringing up third bowler for the Cougars, Natasha Generu. And Generu will get 5 pins her first shot. Natasha, 130 average bowler, had games of 142 and 175.
Come on. Pick it up.
And we have the 4th bowler, Amber Patnode. Amber, whose average is 145, gets 7 pins. She had games of 145 and 144, so she's right pretty close to her average as Generu picks up a pretty nice spare there.
All right.
And that'll bring up Sorrell for Northeastern as Patnode gets 2 of her 3 pins. Megan Sorrell, well, she'll leave the 10-pin. Sorrell, a 147 average bowler, throws 151 and 167 her first 2 games. As Alcott will go by the head pin, leave the 1-3 spare. Megan Sorrell will miss the 10-pin. Alcott, 162 average bowler, had a nice 198 her first game and 165 her second game. The anchor bowler for Northeastern, Danielle Tierney, as Alcott goes by the 1-2. Tierney will cross over Brooklyn and she'll carry as Danielle Tierney rose 169, 151 her first 2 games to go with her 155 average. And we move to the leadoff bowlers for Northeastern. Cassie Roberts. Cassie, 191 average leadoff bowler, had games of 212 and 218. As Caitlin Patnode, 173 average leadoff bowler for the Sentinels, had a beautiful game. Her first game at 232, came back with 157. As Roberts misses the 10-pin, Patnode leaves the 4-6-7 split. And Patnode will give it a run. She gets 1 of her 3 pins. Laura Lee Paya, she leaves the 1-2-8 as we're catching a glimpse of the boys' A match. The boys were down by about 60 pins in the 7th frame, but Tierney throws a 4-bagger to end the game, goes 213. Chipola finally strikes. Josh Friend, he'll get 9 that next shot, as Laura Lee gets 1 of her 3 pins. Coach Welch has told me that the Cougars B has won all 4. So right now it's up to the boys A for the Cougars to see if it's going to be a 8-point sweep. They swept Ticonderoga in Ticonderoga the first match of the season, which started them out in first place at 8-0. But then they got swept going to Mineville, so they're 8-8 after 2. As Riva Janando gets 5, her first shot. Natasha Generou gets 9 for the frame. So it's a struggle here in the 7th frame with the first 3 bowlers for Northeastern all opening. And we have one mark for the Sentinels, which is Amanda Yaw, as Ariva gets 5 for the frame. Megan Sorrell will cross over, leave just the 9 pin. As we have on lane 10, Amber Patnode, and she will get 8 pins, leaving the 6-10, as Sorrell will spare in a 7th, so she'll break the ice there. Amber will cross lanes at the pin. She will get one of the 2. Danielle Tierney will also cross over, and she will double. So Tierney doubles in the 6th and 7th for the Cougars. As anchor bowler Elena Alcott for Ticonderoga. Alcott will get 6 to start to end the 7th. To start the 8th, we have Caitlin Patnode. Caitlin will get 7 to start the 8th. You see that for a minute? Thanks. And a nice spare by Elena Alcott. And we have Caitlin Patnode, she also spares. So the 7th frame, the 8th frame now. Roberts leads off with 8, leaving the 6-10. As we check out the boys A action, we have Tierney throwing 213, Gadway at 193. On the other hand, we have Dustin Latour for the Sentinels at 201. As we see Amanda Yaw get 9. Roberts will spare. And as we double check, the boys A will win. The boys A from Northeastern will win all 4, so they will end up with a sweep 8-0. The boys, Cougar boys. And the girls here are 1-1. As we see Yaw spare in the 8th. Laura Lee will leave the 6-7-10 split. This split here, you want to hit the 6-pin light and push it into the 7, and the ball will take out the 10. The Laura Lee falls short. As Ariva gets 5 her first shot, 1 her second, she gets 6 for the frame. And we have Natasha Generou who gets 5 her first shot in the 8th. Again, we like to welcome our viewers from around the northern tier and northeastern New York. Hope you're enjoying this match between Ticonderoga and Northeastern, as Generou will get 6 for the frame. Amber Patnode will pick up the 3-10 split. Nice spare by Patnode. Megan Sorrell, fourth bowler for Northeastern, working on a spare. She gets 8, leaves the 1-3. Elena Alcott will get 7. She'll 1-2-8. As we double check the boys A, again, they win 994 to 961 their final game, aided by Tierney's 213 and Gadway's 193. So again, all 8 for the Cougars on the boys' side. As Sorrell spares, Alcott opens. So that'll bring up Tierney to finish the 8th frame for Northeastern. Working on a double. She's got it out there, coming up high and leaves the 4-pin. Roberts on lane 9 in the 9th. Cassie Roberts will strike in the 9th frame. As Tierney spares in the 8th. So all in the 8th frame, 3 marks apiece for Ticonderoga and the Northeastern. With 686 to 800, the Cougars of Northeastern have a 114 pin lead. In the 9th frame, Roberts and Paya start out with strikes. Caitlin Patnode, she strikes in the 9th for Ticonderoga. As Natasha Generou gets 5, her first shot in the 9th. Amanda Yaw shooting the 9th frame for Ticonderoga. Yaw will get 6, her first shot. As Natasha spares. Nice spare by Generou. Amanda Yaw shooting the spare, and she will get 1. Megan Sorrell will leave the 4-9 split. On lane 10, we have Ariva Janando, and she will get 7, her first shot. As Sorrell will get 1 of her 2 pins. Back on lane 10 to Reva, and Reva will cover her spare. Danielle Tierney on lane 9. She will carry the 6 pin. And Amber Patnode will get 7, her first shot. We have 1 more frame to go. And Caitlin Patnode will get 7 to begin the 10th. As Amber Patnode will finish up the 9th, and she will cover her spare. Caitlin Patnode, the 173 leadoff bowler for the Sentinels, shooting her spare. She's going to get 1. 162 Alcott will leave the 4 pin. As we recap the boys match, the A, Northeastern wins 4-0. James Tierney has 234, 213, 633. Adam Chapola has 223, 248, 637. Bryce Gadway chips in with 180, 193 and a 548. as we see Alcott spare. Pat Note opens, and so does Amanda Yaw. Roberts working on a strike, and she doubles. For Ticonderoga, high for them. Chris Pellerin at 207 and 522. And Santos Soprana at 200. And a 201 for Dusty Latour, 474. As Riva gets 7, her first shot in the 10th. In the B match, again, Northeastern wins 4-0. We have a 201, a 183, 531 by Ryan Baker. Jeremy Ballard throws 201, 174, and 522. As Ariva misses her 3 pins. She bowls a 136 to go with her 99 average. For the boys for Ticonderoga, Tom Haskell had a nice 202 and 511. And Mike Melton had a 202 also and 462. So Cassie Roberts looking for a triple. She gets 8. As the first 3 bowlers for the Sentinels open. The Cougars right now are 90 pins ahead. And they're also got 3 bowlers to go. As Roberts looks to spare, she gets 1 of her 2 pins. So Cassie will go 181 to go with her 191 average, 10 pins under. And Amber Patnode will get 17 for the frame. She'll go 122. To go with her 145 average, as Laura Lee will leave the 7 pin. Again, if you like what you're seeing on Hometown Cable, send your donation to Hometown Cable, 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York, 12919. As Laura Lee just misses a 7 pin, she goes 145 to go with her 137 average. And Alcott doesn't come up high, leaves a 128. Natasha gets 9, leaves a 6 spinner for a shot, as Alcott will spare. And Jenneru will get her spare. Natasha. As Alcott will go 155. 7 pins under her 162 average. As Jenneru gets 8, she'll go 154. So that will be 24 pins above her 130 average. Right now, with 2 bowlers left to go, the Cougars have a 100 pin lead. As Sorrell comes up high, leaves the 6-7-10 split. We will recap the scores for the girls in a moment. Cougars in command of this game and the total pins. So the Northeastern Cougars, after losing the first game, will come back and win the next 2 plus total. As Sorrell opens, goes 144 to go with her 147 average, as Danielle Tierney comes up high, leaves the 6-7 split. And she will miss them both. She will go 171 to go with her 155 average. That'll be 16 pins above it. And the Northeastern Cougar girls win the third game 972 to 846 and carry total pins with it. So they will win 3-1, the Northeastern Cougar girls. And that'll be it from the Bowl Mart. Thanks for coming out.